right, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all honor, glory, and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kodash. All right. I would like to give double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching, teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity, and unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning, and unto the Bayat, the Dabadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad. I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. All right, sorry about my TV there. Didn't think it was that freaking loud. But this morning's lesson has to do with the so-called insecurity demon. Okay, now when you go into the word insecurity, it talks about things like lack of self-confidence, being apprehensive about things, anxiety, all that sort of things that can hinder you from reaching your full potential. Especially about being in this ministry, because Yahweh Bashim Yahshai called us to be men again, and that's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be men for his name's sake, and as well as for the testimony and his word here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and get started with the book of Ephesians. Ephesians chapter 6. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10. And it says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might." Verse 11. "Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil." Verse 12. "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Okay, so be strong in the Lord and put on the armor of the Most High, that we may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. The wiles is talking about the devices, his craftiness, like how his plots, his schemes, his snares, and everything that he's gonna, like I said, this devil's gonna throw everything at us, everything that he's got in these last days. He's also gonna point the finger at us that we are to blame for all that's happening right now. Okay, you can't get scared. You can't get nervous, because when you came into this ministry, you knew what you were getting yourself into. Okay, as Elder Apostle Kabar says, when you come into this ministry, know what you're getting yourself into. Know what you're involved in. Okay? Know that right now we are at war. Okay? And that's the problem with insecurities, is that we always compare our behind-the-scenes selves with other people's highlight moments. Okay? Stop worrying about people that are getting the spotlight. Okay? Didn't the Lord say that he will exalt us in due time if we just remain patient and just do as he says? He's going to raise us up in due time. We're going to get our highlight moment. We will. As long as we be patient and continue to have faith and just continue on in this word here, we are going to get our moment. Okay, just like how a lot of these people out here are getting seen, getting praise, everyone's cheering them on, applauding them. Eventually, it's going to get to a point where, Lord willing, if we're of the elect, we get that spiritual power. And when people start to see that, why isn't anything happening to him? Why isn't he suffering all through this shit? Why us? That's the moment where that's the time where we're going to get our moment to shine. Okay, but right now, just stay humble and stay patient. Okay? All right, this is going to be get 2nd Esdras. Second Esdras chapter 9. Second Esdras chapter 9. starting at verse 6. And it says, even so the times of the highest have plain beginnings in wonders and have powerful works, and endings and effects and signs. Verse 7, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation, and in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, there's no saying that doubt is too painful to know that faith is his twin brother. Okay, doubt and faith. Okay, basically two sides of the same coin here. The ones that keep their faith, I'll read back in verse 7 and 2 Peter 9 and 7. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby ye have believed. Verse 8, shall be preserved from the said perils and shall see my salvation in my land and within my borders, for I have sanctified them for me from the beginning. Okay, there's a reason why we need faith. Faith is our weapon here. Okay, Hebrews 11:1. Without faith, it is impossible to please him. Please who? The Father. Okay, the Father Yahweh. To appease him, you need to have faith in him, that he is going to make sure that you make it through this. Okay, insecurity, being hesitant, lack of confidence. I'm speaking myself first and foremost. I was one of those individuals that had, low self-esteem, low level of confidence. And I've always wondered, I was always anxious and too caring about what other people said or thought about me, and that's what hindered me in a lot of things. Stop giving a damn about what these people say, think, or feel about you. Okay? It's all about what the Lord thinks. That's what matters. Because Yahweh Shem Yahushai, he called us into this thing. So apparently, what the world doesn't see in us, the Lord sees something in us. So, to hell with these, to hell with these people. Now we get the book of James. I'm going to read James chapter 5. James 5 and 10. And it says, take, my brethren, the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Verse 11, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. Okay, so the prophets who have spoken in the name of the Lord for an example of suffering, affliction, and of patience. Okay, we are suffering that affliction right now. And our patience is being tested every day. Okay? We are being tested every day when it comes to our patience here. Okay? And we'll read, go back to verse 11 here, and it says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercies. So think of it this way, adversity introduces a man to himself, and it does, because adversity, being put in uncomfortable situations and being put in, and having to deal with pressure, it shows what kind of person you really are. It shows your character. Okay, and it does. It really does. Excuse me. So adversity does introduce a man to himself, because he has to look himself in that mirror and see, See himself for who he really is. Because you're not going to grow or find out what kind of person you are when you're comfortable. You have to be put in a position of difficulty to understand, okay, this is who I am. These are my strengths. These are my weaknesses. And this is what you have to work on. Okay. Philippians 3 and verse 7. And it says, but what things were gained to me, those I counted loss for Hamashiach. Verse 8, doubtless, and I count all things but loss, for the excellency of the knowledge of Hamashiach Yahushai my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Yahushai Hamashiach. So, stop worrying about the things that you lose. Start focusing on the things to be gained. Okay? The Lord told you, in Sirach 2:1, roughly paraphrasing, my son, if thou comest to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. And part of that temptation is losing things, to seeing how you're going to react. And that's also part of that adversity, to see, what kind of a person are you? How are you going to react? Sincerely, how are you going to react? And what are you going to do? So, in part of losing things is part of losing your whatever you were in the world. If you were popular, if you were that cool guy, or if you were good with, if you were, one of those guys that can get any woman you want, or anything really. You have to learn to give that stuff up and being a different mindset. To hell with this place, man. Shit, before I came into this ministry, I didn't care much. I to me, like Elder Apostle Gabar, learn to live the life of a minimalist. Don't really get too attached to the things of this world. Don't become so materialistic. Learn to live with a little. You have a roof over your head. You don't have all these materialistic things. Just learn to live with as little as possible. That shows that you have discipline, and that shows that you don't need all the things, all this unnecessary stuff. You can do without. And when Jacob's trouble goes into full effect, you really are going to have nothing then. So what are you going to do then if you're one of those people that just likes to have things? All right. So, the things of this life, man, they don't mean anything. It's all temporary. Okay, now I'm going to get a 1 Corinthians. Oh, shit. 1 Corinthians chapter 4. Starting at verse 9. Verse 9. And it says, for I think that the Most High hath set forth us the apostles, last, as it were, approved to death, for we are made a spectacle unto the world, and to the angels, and to men. Verse 10, we are fools for Hamashiach's sake, but ye are wise in Hamashiach. We are weak, but ye are strong. Ye are honorable, but ye are despised. Okay? So like I said, with the whole insecurity demon, who gives a shit if these people talk shit about you, laugh and mock and scoff at you? That just shows, like I said, that we are despised. They hate us. Okay? But to the Lord, we're strong, we're honorable, we're wise, and apparently the Lord cares. Okay, I'm going to get John. Close out with this. This is going to be the book of John. It's going to be chapter 15. John 15 and starting at verse 16. Ye have not chosen me, but I have chosen you, and ordained you that you should go and bring forth fruit, and that your fruit should remain, that whatsoever ye shall ask of the Father, and and ye shall ask of the Father in my name, and he may give it to you. These things I command you, that ye love one another. Okay. Verse 8, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. So, if Yahushua was a very unpopular guy, or someone that people really didn't like, I mean, we're not liked either. So, if you are being hated and disliked, mocked and scoffed at, and rejected that by the people of this world, that means you're doing something right. That's the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in you. Now, verse 19, if ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. So, by waking up to this truth, through the will and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, you know, a different mindset, different outlook, and you just give off a different vibe to people, okay? People are not going to like you. People are going to look at you funny or weird or whatever the case, okay? But as far as the insecurity demon goes, you just got to understand that, like I just read, we are not of this world, okay? The Lord has chosen us out of this world, okay? So there are going to be people that are not going to like you. And so what if someone has the highlight reel or the spotlight? Don't be jealous of that. Don't feel insecure about it. Don't measure yourself up to those people. Because the Lord said, that he will exalt us in due time. So, and that'll be the true highlight reel. Lord willing that we're of the elect. So, let them have their vainglory of the world, while we'll have the true glory of the Lord, Lord willing. Okay? So that was it on this. Like I said, the whole thing with the insecurity demon, just like I said, just say fuck it. Fuck the world, fuck these people. They're all gonna get wasted anyway. Okay? So I hope that this was edifying. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors and respect to the elders and to the apostles of the great millstone. Peace and blessing to all Akim that are preaching and teaching this word with 100% truth and sincerity. And unto the men, women, and children that are listening and learning. And unto the Bayath Adawadah, the elect house of David that is scattered abroad, I give you my utmost and sincere salutations. See you in the next lesson, Lord willing. Kwam Yasharala, Wa Ababa Shalom, Barakatam.